I really can't remember the last time vibes were this high going into a Broncos season. It would have to be at least 10 years ago. So I'm already looking ahead to week one. You should be too. Who you got? Broncos or Seahawks in Seattle? I only want to see a sea of bees in the comment section below. Broncos country needs to start paying attention and taking notice of a certain rookie. And no, it is not Bo Nix, although there is plenty to like about what we have seen so far from Bo Nix. Actually, quick Bo Nix fun fact for you. In preseason week 2, Pro Football Focus gave him an 85.8 grade. That was the highest of any quarterback, I believe, any graded rookie quarterback. So pretty good stuff from Bo Nix in week 2 against the Packers. But no, that is not the rookie that I want to talk about today. There's plenty to talk about, and we'll talk about him on other episodes. But I want to talk about edge rusher Jonah Elliss, the Denver Broncos' third-round draft pick out of Utah, who through 2 preseason games has been a wrecking ball. Look at Ellis's preseason stats week 1 and week 2 against the Colts, against the Packers. I mean, he had a forced fumble and a fumble recovery this past weekend against Green Bay. He's got 2 total sacks, 6 tackles altogether, 1 tackle for loss. He comes off an 85.9 PFF overall grade against Green Bay. Jonah Elliss, well, sure, it's preseason, and I think we're all a little guilty at times of drinking too much of the preseason Kool-Aid when guys are dominating against backups, and then the regular season gets here, and we're all hit with that, ooh, right, forgot about that. But I'm buying my Jonah Elliss stock now because I bought it back in April when they drafted him, and I want more of it now. I have been super encouraged and confident about what we have seen so far out of 52, and I think he's going to have a very good size role on this defense as a rookie. Why? Because the Broncos, well, I like their pass rush more than your average Joe, or definitely more than your average NFL pundit does. Like Jonathan Cooper, Baron Browning, Nick Bonito, I don't think of those 3 players there's anyone that commands a serious amount of snaps, right? You're not going to see like a snap count like that Max Crosby or Myles Garrett or TJ Watt gets. So if you're going to have a healthy rotation going on at that position, Jonah Elliss is going to have a really good opportunity to get on the field. And what we have seen so far from him is if he's on the field, he's probably going to make it really tough for a coach to take him off the field based on how productive he has been thus far. But I have been drinking the Jonah Elliss Kool-Aid since April. He was one of my favorite draft prospects coming out this year. If you go back in time, the NFL draft did not bring a bunch of really good defenders. I mean, there's a reason why Laiatu Latu was the first one to go, and that was after the first 16 picks in round number 1. But this draft class, specifically at the edge rusher position, was pretty top-heavy. You had Latu, Jared Verse, Dallas Turner, and then there was really no one else in round 1 or even round 2. But that next tier of guys, my favorite by far was Jonah Elliss, which is why I gave it an A grade back then, and I am loving the grade I gave because it's looking more and more true by the day. He's got incredible speed in a game that is predicated on speed offensively. Just look at the direction teams are going, right? Are they bringing on 2 tight end sets and extra fullbacks and running backs like they were before? No. We're seeing teams spread it out. There is an increased amount of importance played on wide receivers. We're seeing more 3 wide receiver looks by the year. As offenses get faster and quarterbacks especially get faster, like the era of Tom Brady, Peyton Manning, Phillip Rivers, Big Ben, and Eli Manning kind of being the head honchos in the NFL, all being pocket passers with cinder blocks for feet, that era is gone. So if you have mobile quarterbacks, you better have edge rushers that can keep up with them and take them down. And Jonah Elliss at Utah, he was one of the fastest edge rushers, and he had one of the most productive seasons of any edge rusher in the past draft. And I feel like a big reason why is he can get off the edge with a magnitude of moves. He's not a one-trick pony. He's got a bull rush to him. He's got great speed. He can bend. He can dip. There's a lot to like about Elliss, and we're seeing it right now in front of us. So with that all being said, how would you predict the Broncos' 2024 record? I feel like just the overall vibe of the city and the fan base has skyrocketed over the last 2 weeks. And where you stood on this team 3 weeks ago is probably completely different now. So give me your record prediction. My record prediction before, like back in May when the schedule came out, was 9-8. And every single day that goes by, I get closer to 10 wins and who knows, maybe even 11. But let me know what your record prediction is in the comment section below. And while you're giving me that record prediction, I want to tell everyone watching about our friends over at Game Time. If you want to catch a Broncos game, a Rockies game, or any other concert or sporting event in your area, Game Time has you covered. See, they have Game Time picks that makes getting tickets to see your favorite teams play live even easier. Game Time picks filters out the fluff to only show you incredible deals and options on great seats, so you don't have to waste time searching through thousands of tickets. I used that exact feature this morning when I was getting tickets to go back to Tennessee to play my alma mater, the Volunteers, take on the Florida Gators. And that Game Time picks made it so much easier for me to not have to try and go across a bunch of different sites and look for the best value. So take the guesswork out of tickets with Game Time. Download the Game Time app, create an account, and use code CHATSPORTS for $20 off your first purchase. I put all that information in the comments and description of today's video, but terms apply. Again, create an account and redeem code CHAT Sports for $20 off. Download Game Time today. Last minute tickets, lowest price guaranteed. Now, on top of Jonah Elliss just looking really, really good so far, another big reason why I'm excited about his role and hopefully his future with this team is it comes at a pretty good time for Denver. With Jonathan Cooper and Baron Browning both entering a contract year, if both these guys go out and have 8+ sack seasons like Jonathan Cooper did last year and Baron Browning could have gotten to if he did not sustain an injury in the off season, there's a chance that Denver might not be able to afford both Browning and Cooper on the open market, especially with still having some of Russell Wilson's dead cap money hanging over them for 2025, which means Jonah Elliss could play a crucial role in Denver's pass rush, not slowing down or skipping a beat if they were to lose Cooper and Browning, and Elliss, who maybe could have redshirted his season if he played elsewhere, but on Denver, he could have a huge role and then really blossom in year 2. Overall, though, I feel like people are sleeping on this Broncos pass rush. It does not feature a perennial Pro Bowler or even probably a Pro Bowler at all this season, but by committee, I like it a lot. I feel like these guys are going to be hunting down quarterbacks, and I feel like this pass rush, and especially Baron Browning and Cooper, they are going to be a group that you may not have heard of as an opposing fan before you play the Broncos, but at halftime or probably by the end of the first quarter, they will be searching up the Broncos depth chart to figure out who the hell is numbers 0 and 5. Where do they go? Were they first round, second round draft, third and seventh? What? How are they this good and we've never heard of them before? Like, that's how high regard I hold this Broncos pass rush. Okay, before we get on out of here, I thought you guys might want to leave a little fired up because the disrespect continues to pour in. Now, I have a rule for myself to never get triggered over power rankings because they are silly, but man, do we have a long wait until the Broncos pop up on ESPN's latest power rankings. No, they don't come in 21 through 26. That would be the Bucs, the Seahawks, the Vikings, the Titans, the Saints, the Giants. No, they don't come in 27, 28, or even 29, or even 30. The folks in Bristol think the Denver Broncos are the second worst team in football. Listen, they were not great last year. They finished 8-9, which I feel like it's a lot better than second worst. Sure, they lost some guys like Justin Simmons, Josie Jewell. But no, I am not picking the Denver Broncos to finish second to last. I feel like the Denver Broncos are going to dramatically exceed expectations if the bar is 31st in the NFL. It is a laughable power ranking group from ESPN. So let's all leave on the same page. Are the Broncos a bottom 5 team in football? The answer is no. So spam N in the comment section because there is no way the Denver Broncos are going to be the 31st best team or 31st worst team, whatever it is, in football. That's going to do it for us on today's show. Appreciate all of you guys for watching all the way to the end of the video. If you enjoyed it, give us a like. It would go a long way, and I'll be catching up with you all later.